In 1520, a tiny army of a few hundred Spaniards walked into the largest city in the Americas, Tenochtitlan, and within 2 years, an empire of millions had collapsed. How could that happen? The story we were taught in school is a cartoon: plumed chieftains, steel conquistadors, and a pile of gold. The real story is messier, stranger, and far more brutal. Before the Europeans arrived, the Americas were home to civilizations that built pyramids taller than Egypt's, cities bigger than Paris, and roads that stretched across whole mountain ranges. The Inca in the Andes had a network of stone highways 40,000 kilometers long. The Maya had a writing system and a calendar so accurate it still holds up today. The Aztecs engineered floating gardens, chinampas, that fed a metropolis of 200,000 people on a lake in the middle of a valley. They had a postal system, a court system, a rigid social hierarchy, and a religion that demanded human sacrifice on a staggering scale. Thousands of hearts a year were cut out on the steps of the Great Pyramid in Tenochtitlan. So the Aztecs weren't innocent victims. They were conquerors themselves, and they had plenty of enemies. That turned out to be their fatal weakness. When Cortés landed on the Gulf Coast in 1519, he didn't just barge inland with guns and swords. He talked his way into an alliance with the Tlaxcalans, a rival tribe the Aztecs had been crushing for decades. And the Tlaxcalans provided thousands of warriors and porters. Guns and steel helped. Muskets sounded like thunder, and iron swords cut through obsidian blades. But the real killer wasn't a weapon at all. It was a blanket. Smallpox. The Europeans brought diseases the immune systems of the Americas had never seen. In a few decades, perhaps 90% of the indigenous population died, not from battle, but from measles, influenza, and a single pustule on a child's skin. The first smallpox epidemic hit Tenochtitlan in 1520, while the Aztecs were still fighting Cortés. It killed the emperor, it killed generals, it killed the people who knew how to organize resistance. Entire villages vanished, the land emptied. And that's how the conquest really worked. A small group of strangers, a handful of local allies, and a plague that did the heavy lifting. By 1532, Pizarro did the same thing in Peru, capturing the Inca emperor Atahualpa in a single afternoon with fewer than 200 men. Again, smallpox had already gutted the empire. The story of the conquest is not about superior technology or divine destiny. It's a story of accident, alliance, and a virus. The Americas were conquered by a microbe, not by swords.